think we're about there. Well, apparently it says I'm live. So good evening, everybody, and welcome to Nick's Wednesday night quiz. It's good to see so many teams already logged in, raring to go. So without further ado, let me quickly just suggest and go over last week's scores. Last Wednesday was a fairly close affair, as they always are, with PRS and Split the Difference both running out winners, joint first place on a fantastic 62 points out of 63. Not that anybody's going to get that tonight, I don't think, but we'll see. In second place, well, effectively third place, but let's say second place, we had Val Barnes and the Quizzy Rascals on a fantastic 61 points, so well played them. And just behind them, we had Clive and Janet from Stockton. They were in last week's third place with 60 points, so well played them. Just behind them in fourth place, we had the Famous Five on a fantastic 59.5 points. And just behind them in sixth equal place, we had Home Alone 6 and Ian and his bottle of Shiraz. And then we had various people in the 58s, Michelle Gibbons, for instance, 58 points. And then we had Graham Gifford and Jed and Tracy on 56 points in joint 8th place last week. So anyway, I don't know, we haven't anybody, I don't know whether the chat's not working or whatever, but let's see whether we can get some people chatting online and signing in and saying hello to everybody. So Vanessa's just joined us. Good evening, Vanessa. First to sign in. Good evening to you, and hope all is well, keeping well, and ready to do battle again in tonight's quiz. Robin's just signed in. Robin Miller. Good evening, Robin. I trust all is well with you. I'm on some American IPA tonight from Aldi's, a marvellous can of twisted knots I'm starting with, something resembling an octopus on the front. So we'll see what this tastes like. I've no idea, but we'll see. Jackie Skips just joined us. Good evening, Jackie. She's saying hi, Nick and Lydia. Unfortunately, Lydia hasn't arrived yet, but I'm hoping she's going to turn up. And Ian Barker's just joined us. So good evening, Ian. Hope all is well with you. And Emma Carroll's just joined us. She says Home Alone 6 are all here and ready for a nice, easy quiz. As always, Carol, as I'd already mentioned, I think last week with 59 points out of 63, you did remarkably well. And what quiz could be easier than when you get about 95% right or something like that? Actually, it's probably about 94%, but never mind. So there we go. As easy as last week, surely. John O'Rourke's joined us. Good evening, John. Hope all is well with you and the family, friends and whatever. How many of you are taking part tonight? Have you got the full 5 of you? I'd like to know. Mick Roberts has just joined us. Mick and Bev. Hope all is well with you, Mick. I did enjoy that bit you gave me. Very nice indeed. Tonight I'm on, as I said, I'm on a can of this rather, I don't know what it's called. It's Twisted Knots American IPA. But I did enjoy the proper job last week. That was excellent. So good evening to Mick and Bev, and also to Georgia Lambert's joined us. Good evening, Georgia, and the gang from York, now in the highest level of lockdown, I suggest. So probably enjoying the chance to do a quiz or something which at least gets you out and you don't have to worry about going down the pub or anything. I expect they're all locked down, are they, in York? You'll have to let me know. Are you on the highest level in York? Highest level? I think it's highest level of lockdown, isn't it, York? Which probably means all the bars and are closed anyway, so there's no going out and getting away from it. Well, but never mind. Martin Davis has just joined us. Martin and Tina, hope all is well with you. You'll have to let me know now whether you're fully recovered or halfway recovered, or whether you've had any serious setbacks or side effects with the dreaded COVID. But it's great to see you back online, and let's hope that you and Tina are both fighting fit. And Andrew and Jane have just joined us from Yelvertoft, so good evening to Andrew and Jane. Hope all is well with you and keeping yourselves safe. We've had Clive and Janet have just joined us from Stockton. So good evening, Clive and Janet. Hope all is well with you. I did mention you a little bit earlier in the third place last week with 60 points on the Wednesday night quiz. And also talking of people, we've just had Jane Gifford along with Graham join us, I trust. Evening all, Jane and Graham here and ready to go. Well, the Giffords last week Oh, they were there or thereabouts with 56 points, which out of a possible 63 is fantastic, really. So well done them. Ian's just joined us. He said Harry and Julie are still in Great Yarmouth. That's the Swahili that you can read there in brackets. So Ian's joining us with his bottle of oldest Shiraz. Excellent. And George is saying, yes, we're on tier 2, so not quite highest level yet. Cases are on the rise, however, pubs are still open. Not many people going out though. No, that's about right, isn't it? Yeah, we're teetering, I think, towards getting onto tier 2 lockdown. We're on tier 1 at the moment, but the West Midlands is getting progressively worse. Coventry, only 12 miles away, is already on tier 2, and it does appear it may be coming our way, which is a bit of a problem, but never mind. Right, Ian's just spent good part of the day watching CBBS babysitting. I'm sure many WhatsApp trivia types know this, but I only learnt today that herring talk to each other by farting. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Actually, that was in tonight's quiz. You should... Oh, dear, wow. That's a fantastic bit of nonsense, but never mind. So, yes. Well, to be fair, Ian, we were babysitting as well for my 2 grandchildren today. We took them over to Ryton Pools, which is a very nice little area. It was a little bit cold, but we enjoyed a picnic out in the freezing cold. A little bit of rain, an ice cream, you know what it's like. But we had a good walk round. So a very nice day was had by us. George Priestley's just joined us. Good evening, George. Hope all is well with you, keeping well, as has Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals. So good evening, Paula. Hope all is well. Keeping well away from all this dreaded COVID nonsense, and let's hope that we don't have to go into lockdown after all. Now, just to mention quizzes, I've been asked by the landlord of one of our pubs, the Alexander Tavern in the centre of town. He's asked me to do a quiz on Saturday night or Saturday evening, starting about 6:30. We're going to do just a very basic Halloween-themed quiz. Will be done under strict, obviously, social distancing. Teams will have to stay seated. There will be service at the tables. I can hear my daughter's trying to break in through the front door. It sounds like somebody's breaking in anyway, but never mind. Back to the quiz, though, but it'll be a themed quiz on Saturday night. So if anybody would like to join us, I know 1 or 2 people have said they're going to come along and take part. We'll be doing some pictures and some music and a couple of rounds of trivia just to keep you going. Not going to go on particularly long, I don't think, because obviously we've got to close by about 9:30 anyway. So it's about 6:30, possibly for a 7 o'clock start. I haven't quite decided yet, but somewhere around that time. So if anybody wants to come and join us, that'll be at the Alexander Tavern on Saturday evening, early evening. Right then, back to the quiz. My daughter's just arrived. Good evening, Liz. Good evening, she says. Hope all is well with thee. Yes, she's looking fit and raring to go, Liz. Yes, she says, smiling. Then Matthew said, the PRS are signing in Claire's birthday on Friday. Right. Well, we better wish Claire a happy birthday already, and we'll get some singing going in a minute. Told her you'll probably sing happy birthday to her. Robin thinks your singing is great. I know he does, doesn't he? I've always had this thing with Robin. He always thinks my singing's up to par, but never mind. Of course, he wasn't a member of the Lawrence Sheriff Boys Choir as I was. Plus here we go. Yes, Robin's replied in his normal manner. I'm glad he's put the asterisks in anyway to keep the... Right then, we now have 34 teams logged in and raring to go. We've got another 6 minutes before we start the quiz. So let me just run through tonight's rounds. As is always, we'll start off with something entitled, surprisingly, Wednesday the 28th. Wednesday the 28th, where we take first letters and or numbers of the first 13 digits or numbers, and they're the first letters of each of your answers. Round number 2 tonight will be a trivia trail, where we take the last letter of the first answer is the first letter of the next answer. Round number 3 tonight is a mystery letter round. 10 general knowledge questions, all start with the same letter. The mystery is I don't tell you what the letter is, so you have to work it out. Round number 4 tonight is a pyramid round. We did one of these the other week. This basically starts with a 1-digit or letter answer, 2 digits, 3 digits, 4 digits, 5 digits as we go through. So number 10 will have 10 digits or letters. Round number 5 tonight, all the answers to round number 5 start with the letters LA, as in Laburnum, for instance. Or no, is that LU? Anyway, oh, it is LA, yes. So there we are. And round number 6 tonight will just be a general trivia round. Pretty straightforward stuff. Julie's just joined us. Julie Ashcroft. Hi, Nick. Here for the first Wednesday quiz. Excellent. Decided to give it a go after doing okay on Sunday. Excellent. Well, that's fair enough. Well, there's less competition on a Wednesday because more people do it on a Sunday, so you've done very well. But however, very well done for Sunday's effort. We'll see how you fare tonight. It's very similar format, Julie, almost exactly the same. We all do our own scoring, which allows people to make it up as they go along, I suppose. But never mind. No, that's not the spirit of things, is it? So good evening to you. And Sarah's just joined us. So we've got good evening from Worcester, says Sarah, Russ, James, and Joe all checking in. So great to see you all online, and hope all is well down in sunny Worcester. Did you have a sunny day today, or was it a bit cold and wet here? But in the morning, we had a fine afternoon, I have to say, albeit a bit colder. You can tell the seasons are beginning to change. There's no doubt at all about that as we get ourselves closer and closer to the Christmas season, but never mind. No idea it was in the office. Are you working from home, Sarah? I presume you are, or have you still got to go into work? You stay in the office. My son has his office in his house now, so he has to go upstairs and take all his calls. Now, wait a minute, you said no. Does that mean no, not at home, but yes, the proper office, yes, okay. Right then, let me just quickly run through last week's winners, just if it's of any interest. It's no at home, right, okay. So in first place last week, on a magnificent 62 points out of 63, we had joint first place with PRS and Split the Difference. Then we had in third place, there was Clive and Janet from Stockton on a fantastic 60 points. They were closely followed by the Famous Five on 59.5 points. And they were closely followed in sixth equal place. We had Home Alone 6 and Ian and his bottle of Shiraz that he was slowly guzzling through the evening. They ended up on a fantastic 59 points. Then we had Michelle from Crick, Michelle Gibbons on 58 points. And they were closely followed, eighth equal place I got down as Graham Gifford and Jed and Tracy, so well done them. So Michelle is just joining us, so good evening, Michelle. Hope all is well with you, and you and Charlie keeping well. Right, we are nearly ready to go, a couple of minutes before we set sail. So if you do, Denise has just joined us. Good evening, Denise. Hi, and hope all is well with you and keeping fine. Has everybody got a drink to hand? Are we all ready to go? Have we seen any hedgehogs this week? And have we got any silly jokes that we want to share with the rest of us? And if you have, you might not just start us off with a silly joke on the side. Suffice to say, I wasn't very happy today when I discovered I've gone and cracked the back of my iPhone by dropping it stupidly at Brighton Park. And I've got a glass panel on the back of my phone. I don't know if you can see it. But I've got to crack the damn thing in the corner. So if anybody fixes the back of iPhone 10s with a new glass panel, you can get them for about 10 quid. But I'm a bit dreading fitting one, but we'll see. There might be an expert out there that knows somebody that can do them easily. How do you drop it sensibly? I didn't drop it sensibly. It slipped out of my hands just like that. It just went. I was actually we were trying to pay for the car park, and I was taking the credit card out the back of the my iPhone case, and then as I took it out the case, it fell to the floor, so it wasn't protected by the case anymore. So if you ever want to take anything out the case, your iPhone out the case, don't drop it when you take it out of the case, because the case is there to protect it. Right, we've now got 50 teams logged on. We have a minute before we start. We start tonight with first round, which is called Wednesday the 28th. So your first answer will start with the letter W. James Best in Crick fixes iPhones. Let's give him a call. Excellent. All right. Well, you'll have to let me know his number, Michelle, unless he's a. I don't think it's too difficult to repair from what I can see online, but I don't want to go and knacker it. I'd rather somebody else knacker it than I can blame them. Right then, here we go. It is now 2015. We have a current 53, which is good for a Wednesday night. Do remember, you can always like the quiz. If you're liking it, give me a thumbs up with the likes button. And also you can join and subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is a little button in the bottom right-hand corner. So we just had Hillary and Steve join us. Hills, Steve and Dexter. Now, Captain Dexter awake or asleep tonight? You'll have to let me know. Michelle does too. Oh, wait, repairs. Oh, right, okay. Here we go then. Round number one, starting with the letter W. Eyes down, look in. Anybody late to join in the quiz can catch up. Lydia hopefully will be able to get the... Have you got the quiz, Liz? I'll just check my daughter has got the lead. Yes, she has. Right then, here we go. Question number one, starting with... Oh, they've got the captain asleep. Dexter's fast asleep. Well done, Hillary. That's what you need. Question number one. Best known for its associations with professional golf, which Surrey venue has 3 18-hole courses, the most famous of which is the famous Harry Colt design West Course of 1926. Just after a one-word answer, starting with the letter W. Come on for all you golfers. So question one again, best known for its associations with professional golf, which Surrey venue has 3 18-hole courses, the most famous of which is the Harry Colt design West Course of 1926. Right, question number two, starting with an E. You'll get half a point if you can get the name of this king, and another half point for his regnal number. Born on the 15th of June 1330 and known to history as the Black Prince, Edward of Woodstock was the eldest son of which king of England and heir to the English throne? So that starts with the letter E, remember, which makes it a bit easier for you, but born on 15th of June 1330 and known to history as the Black Prince, Edward of Woodstock was the eldest son of which king of England and heir to the English throne? I'll give you half a point for the name, which is not too hard, but half a point for the regnal number as well, which is a bit trickier. All you historians surely get that one. Question number three, starting with the letter D. What is a headland on the coast of Kent formed largely of a shingle beach? It is also the site of one former and one current nuclear power station. King Henry the 23rd. Yes, well spotted, Leslie. So question three again. What is a headland on the coast of Kent formed largely of a shingle beach? It is also the site of one former and one current nuclear power station. Or perhaps that should be power stations. Question number four, dead easy, starting with the letter N. The brother of Jupiter and Pluto, who was regarded as the Roman counterpart of Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea. So question four again, the brother of Jupiter and Pluto, who was regarded as the Roman counterpart of Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea. Denise, you've put, does anybody know how to make writing bigger? Would you mean just the chat column bigger? Or do you mean the questions bigger? I'm not quite sure whether you can increase the size of that, but we can find out. Do you mean the chat column writing? Yes, the questions. Don't know. Can we put them in a bold type or anything, or is that impossible? If anybody knows the answer to that, just let me go. Yes, magnifying glass. That's a good one, Graham. Yes, very well spotted. I'm just wondering, we might be able to do it. I don't quite know. I don't know whether there's a setting for that. What's that? Where's the options? Adjust the zoom settings on your laptop, maybe. Yeah, maybe. You can zoom in, I have to say. All right. What, of the chat column? Where's your setting? Yeah. Apparently, top right-hand corner of your settings somewhere. I've got a different page than everybody else, of course, which might not help. But never mind. Now I've lost my space. Does it bring it up? Oh yes, top right-hand corner. There's 3 dots. And what do you do with it? Go to settings, and apparently there's something to do with zooming your settings there. Right. Anyway, question number 5. Sorry, after that little one. Question number 5. How was Joseph Merrick also known as in the 1980 film? The lead role was played by John Hurt, for which he was nominated for an Academy Award. So question 5 again, starting with an E. How was John Merrick also known as in a 1980 film? The lead role was played by John Hurt, for which he was nominated for an Academy Award. Just have football on the TV and a man reading from the tablet. Doesn't help when people are trying to watch the football at the same time, does it? Right then, question number 6, also known as the shoulder blade. What is the bone that connects the humerus with the clavicle? So, also known as the shoulder blade, what is the bone that connects the humerus with the clavicle? That starts with the letter S, which helps. Right then, do remember question number 7 starts with the letter D. What can be either a freshwater game fish, a constellation in the southern skies, or the Spanish word for gold? So starting with the letter D, what can be either a freshwater game fish, a constellation in the southern skies, or the Spanish word for gold? Has anybody come up with a silly joke yet tonight? I haven't seen any. Well, I've seen 1 or 2 actually. Right, question number 8. Starting with the letter A, often used in welding due to its high temperature flame. What is a gas under standard temperature and pressure with the chemical formula C2H2? That's all right, Denise, don't worry. If it is possible, I'm sure. Have you tried top right-hand corner and playing with the settings? I'm sure it is possible. So, often used in welding due to its high temperature flame. What is a gas under standard temperature and pressure with the chemical formula C2H2? Mr. Goldwine looking so given up. Oh, fantastic. Oh, dear. Never mind. Question number 9. Listen carefully. In 1737, a recipe for dripping pudding was published in the book The Whole Duty of a Woman. But by what name do we now know this dish? It's a 2-word answer, very popular. It's a very politically correct book, that, isn't it? The Whole Duty of a Woman. Blimey. I wonder what else was in there. Question number 9, again. In 1737, a recipe for a dripping pudding was published in the book the whole duty of a woman. But by what name do we now know this dish? It's a two-word answer. I say you wouldn't get away with calling a book that these days, would you? Now then, question. Oh dear. Georgia just said, what do you call a cleaning skeleton? A grim sweeper. Oh, very witty, very witty. Right, question number 10. This starts with the number 2. It's a 2-digit answer. And it's one that's going to be a complete guess, but never mind. How old do you have to be to drink alcohol at a bar in New Delhi? It's also the maximum age for trainees in the Indian Merchant Navy. 2-digit answer starting with the number 2. So how old do you have to be to drink at a bar in New Delhi? It is also the maximum age for trainees in the Indian Merchant Navy. I was refused service only the other year in New Delhi. Said I look far too young even. Now, there's a good one. Question number 11 is a bit more straightforward. How many keys would you find on a standard piano? It's also the number of constellations in the sky and also the speed that the DeLorean automobile must attain in order to travel back in time in Back to the Future. So looking again, 2-digit number starting with the number 8. How many keys would you find on a standard piano? It is also the number of constellations in the sky and the speed that the DeLorean automobile must attain in order to time travel in Back to the Future. Question number 12 starts with the letter T. What is the common abbreviation for trinitrotoluene, a chemical compound with the formula C6H2NO2 3HC3? As if I knew that one off the top of my head, but never mind. So what is the common abbreviation for trinitrotoluene, a chemical compound with the formula C6H2NO2 3CH3? And finally, question number 13, starting with the letter H. H for Hillary. The Norwegian island of Senna is home to the world's first and so far only museum dedicated to which flatfish, which is currently amongst the world's most endangered species? That's a stupid question if ever there was one. So the Norwegian island of Senna is home to the world's first and so far only museum dedicated to which flatfish, which is currently amongst the world's most endangered species? Starting with the letter H. Somebody's going to know that, surely. And there we have it. That's the end of round number 1. So we've got all the, Lydia's posted all the questions in the right-hand side. So do feel free to just quickly go back over them again. If there's anything you're not sure about, they're all there in the column. Whether you can get all those right or not, I'm not sure, but never mind. I'm expecting a few 12s. I don't know about 13s in there. It's a bit hard, a bit harsh, but we'll see. Okay then, everybody, let's just go over them. So spelling out. The answer should spell out Wednesday the 28th. We start off that famous Surrey golf course is better known as Wentworth. Number 2, it was Edward III, who was father to the Black Prince, Edward III. So half a point for Edward, half a point for the third. Question number 3 is Dungeness, as in the power stations. Number 4, of course, the Roman sorry, I was after Neptune, basically, starting with the end. Number 5 was the Elephant Man, Joseph Merrick. Number 6 is your Scapula. Number 7, I was after Dorado, which is also a freshwater game fish, apparently, in a constellation, and the Spanish word for gold. Number 8 was the welding gas, is acetylene. Well, I don't know if you got that. Number 9 is a Yorkshire pudding. It was known as a dripping pudding because it used to take the drippings off the roast dinners that were being cooked. Number 10, you have to be 25, apparently, to drink at a bar in New Delhi, and it's the maximum age for trainees in the Indian Merchant Navy. Oh, we just had a second booby arrive, so good evening, Faye. Hope all is well with you. Then we had 88 keys on a standard piano. It's also the speed of the DeLorean. Number 12, that tricky one, trinitrotoluene, of course, is better known as TNT. The explosive. And number 13, the Norwegian island of Senna is home to the world's first museum dedicated to the halibut. The halibut, which is a ginormous fish. It's the biggest flash fish of the lot, apparently. Likes eating cod, amongst other things, so but they're very rare now. So there we have it. That's round number 1. So if you want to just see how we fare after round number 1, I'm sure we've got plenty of people with 11s. Mick Roberts with 11, Michelle Gibbons with 11, we've got Graham Gibbons with 11, Denise with a 10, we've got Clive and Janet from Stockton with a 12, Andrew Lewis, 12.5, very good. Julie Ashcroft straight in with a 13, Ian in his Shiraz, disappointing first round for Ian on 11, we've got PRS on 13, Quizzy Rascals are on 12, Sarah and Russ are on 12, we got Home Alone 6 are on 12, George Lambert crashed and burned with a 6. Oh, disappointing. Never mind. Alex Brown with an 8. We've got Split the Difference with 13. Leslie Barrett's on 13. Steve Farnan. Dexter fast asleep, the team captain. I better wake him up to see what's happened with the extra point there. Martin Davis with 11.5. Jackie Skip says, oh dear, 6.5. Oh dear, dear, dear. That is Jackie. Sorry about that. Famous 5, they're on 11.5 points. Well played them. Alex Brown's on at 8.5, he says, actually. Oh, yes, you put 8, so it's 8.5. That's fine. Any other scores to come in? What's that? I can't really see. Oh. Any other scores to come in, or are we about done? So we've got a number of teams there or thereabouts on 13s, 12s, 12.5. Some very good scores. Very good scores indeed. Right, round number 2 is a trivia trial where the last letter of your first answer is the first letter of your next answer. So starting off with pretty straightforward question number 1. Eyes down looking, located in the southwestern portion. Staten Island is one of the 5 boroughs of which US city? So located in the southwestern portion, Staten Island is one of the 5 boroughs of which US city? Pretty straightforward, that one. So take the last letter of that answer, and it's the first letter of number 2. Which actor is best known for his 2-decade portrayal of psychiatrist Dr. Fraser Crane on the NBC sitcoms Cheers and Frasier? That's again a 2-word answer I'm after. So which actor is best known for his 2-decade portrayal of psychiatrist Dr. Fraser Crane on the NBC sitcoms Cheers and Frasier? Both very good sitcoms. Used to enjoy Cheers, especially as it was set in a bar. Right, take the last letter of that actor's surname, and it's the first letter of this fictional character. Question number 3. Who is a fictional character in William Shakespeare's tragic play King Lear? She is the middle of King Lear's 3 daughters. It was also the surname of a character played by John Thor in the 1970s. Well, it might not be spelled the same, but never mind. I'm sure it probably is, actually. So question 3 again. Who is a fictional character in William Shakespeare's tragic play King Lear? She is the middle of King Lear's 3 daughters. It was also the surname of a character played by John Thor in the 1970s. Right, take the last letter of that one-word answer, and it's the first letter of this one-word answer. Question number 4. Smells Like Teen Spirit, the opening track and lead single from the band's second album, Nevermind, is a song by which American rock band? So question 4 again. Smells Like Teen Spirit, the opening track and lead single from the band's second album, Nevermind, is a song by which American rock band? That's a one-word answer. I'm sure most of you should get that. Even Martin, that doesn't like music at all. Tina will get that one for you, Martin. Right, take the last letter of that American rock band. It's the first letter of this rather tricky number 5. Question number 5. It's a one-word answer I'm after. Well, I do say that in the question. It says, what one word derived from the Greek for end and row is used to describe a poem in which the first letter of each line spells out a word, message, or the alphabet? That's how it's defined. So what one word derived from the Greek for end and row is used to describe a poem in which the first letter of each line spells out a word, message, or the alphabet? So just a one-word answer after that. Tricky. Right, take the last letter of that one-word answer. It's the first letter of this one-word answer. Question number 6. In the world of computing, what is a hardware or software component that stores data so that future requests for that data can be served faster? So question 6 again. In the world of computing, what is a hardware or software component that stores data so that future requests for that data can be served faster? You'll find it on all computing devices, including your phones. Right then, question number 7 will probably put you back on course because you take the last letter of number 6. It's the first letter of number 7. Question number 7. What is the one-word name of a national park which includes the Brendan Hills and the East Lynn Valley? I'm sure most of you will have been there. In fact, we've all been there, I would have thought. So what is the one-word name of a national park which includes the Brendan Hills and the East Lynn Valley? I remember staying there once, many years ago. And the sky was so dark that the stars were absolutely brilliant that night. So what's the name of that national park? Right, take the last letter of that national park, and it will give you this one. So question number 8. Cecily Parsley's Nursery Rhymes is a children's book written and illustrated by Beatrix Potter. But what type of animal was Cecily Parsley? It's a one-word answer, starting with the last letter of that national park, which helps somewhat. So Cecily Parsley's Nursery Rhymes is a children's book written and illustrated by Beatrix Potter. But what type of animal was Cecily Parsley? Ooh. Right, we're now testing the Williams Brothers Rubus Grapefruit IPA. That sounds interesting. Well, I'm sure Robin would disagree, as he hates anything to do with grapefruit in beer, don't you, Robin? Question number 9, listen carefully, starting with the last letter of that animal. It's the first letter of this one. Indigenous to tropical Africa. What is the name of the one-word tree that produces pod-like fruits that contain a sweet, tangy, dark brown pulp, which is used in pickles and sauces and cuisines around the world? So question number 9 again, indigenous to tropical Africa. What is the name of the one-word tree that produces pod-like fruits? They contain a sweet, tangy, dark brown pulp, which is used in pickles and sauces and cuisines around the world. It's just a one-word answer I want for that. I'm going to miss out the beginning of that. Listen carefully. Question number 10. This will take you back, of course, to question number 1, I think. I'll just check. Yes, it does. Right then. So take the last letter of that tree, and it's the first letter of this. Question number 10. What plant's roots, along with burdock, makes a beverage consumed in the British Isles since the Middle Ages? So question 10 again, what plant's root, along with burdock, makes a beverage consumed in the British Isles since the Middle Ages? It's a singular I'm after for that, the singular. So what type of plant was that? Now the last letter of that plant will take you back to the first letter of number 1, of course. Number 1, that city I was after. Right, well, a couple of tricky ones in there, I know, so maybe we're not expecting full marks on the round, but we'll see. I said I'd make it nice and easy for you, Carol, this week, I know. Ubers grapefruit IPA. Oh, God. Okay, then, everybody. Does anybody need any more time? Still working that out, or are we ready to go with a bit of marking? Do put in the chat if you want a little bit more time. If not, we'll crack on and do some marking after this first round. Oh, Martin's asking for a bit more time. Okay, Martin, I will give you a bit more time. I will just mention again, if anybody's interested, we are doing a pub quiz, or I'm doing a pub quiz on Saturday night, actually in the Alexander Arms or Alexander Tavern in James Street in Rugby, starting about 6:30 for 7. It's going to be just a straightforward Halloween-y themed quiz with a trivia round, some music, of course. Got to put some Monster Mash in, haven't we, or something like that, and maybe a couple of picture rounds or something. So pretty straightforward stuff. Do come and join us if you want to put a team together. Obviously, there's going to be a maximum of 6 from the same household on a table. That's it. There will be table service, and of course, all social distancing will be adhered to, I'm sure. So that's this Saturday night. Right then, let's go through the answers to round number 2. We start off the trivia trail. Located Staten Island's one of the 5 boroughs of New York. That gave you the K for Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer, the actor who played Frasier Crane. That gave you the R for Reagan, one of King Lear's daughters. That gave you the N for the rock band Nirvana. That in turn gave you the A for that rather tricky thing. It's called an acrostic. An acrostic you wanted. That in turn gave you the C for a cache. That part that stores data in your computer is called the cache. That in turn gave you the E for the national park called Exmoor. That gave us the R for a rabbit, of course, Cecily Parsley's nursery rhymes. That in turn gave you the T for the tamarind tree. Well done if you got the tamarind tree. That in turn gave you the D for a dandelion. So that took you back all the way to New York. So there are 10 answers to that round. Let's see how we've all fared. Total scores down, please. And let's see how many of you are still on this course. So we've got Steve Arnold and Dexter on a fantastic 20. We've got Ian and his Shiraz are on 21. Leslie's now shifted on to 22. And Sarah and Russ and the gang are on 20. We've got Michelle on 21. PRS are on 23. Well played, PRS. Graham Gifford's on 20. We've got the Famous 5 moved on to 21 and a half. Mick Roberts on 19. The Yorkies have added another 6 along, fantastic 12 points. Well played, Georgia. Julie Ashcroft's now on 22. We've got Andrew Lewis on 18.5. Denise is on 18. We've got Split the Difference on 23 points. Home Alone 6 on 21 points. Paula Lewis is on 21 points. Martin said, oh dear, COVID brain fog, 16.5. Oh dear, don't say that, Martin. You'll have to let me know how you really feel. Alex Rounds on 16.5. Full house for the Boobury Prize, girls. Well done, 16.5 points. Clive and Janet from Stockton, 20, stymied by Cash. Don't know it, never mind. And, Carol Jackson and Home Alone 6 the same. They're on 21.5 points. Well played them. Yes, definitely got to claim your half points, especially if Roy's there. How's the football going anyway, Roy? Any more score? I think it's still 1-0, isn't it, from Man United? Couldn't find you on Facebook, by the way. Oh, never mind. If you have it's Nicholas Pugh. Or what's my new Facebook page for? Phone. I think I'm knackered. Not even lighting up now. Yeah. Yes. I'm on Facebook page. I don't know what it's called now. Well done, Roy. I don't know the score. I'm fully engaged with the quiz. So you've got a TikTok too. Yes, I have everything. Well, I have everyone else is claiming half points. We will. I don't blame you. Mike Yates is on 16. Well played, Mike. Right then, round number 3 tonight is a mystery letter round. A mystery letter round. The only problem is I don't tell you what that mystery letter is, so you've got to work it out during the whole round. But all the answers start with the same letter. And then I was going to say they're nearly all one-word answers. One was 2, but I'll tell you when we get there. So here we go then. Question number 1. Which US state, nicknamed the Land of Enchantment, has a 3.5% of its population speaking Navajo and is the 5th biggest of all the US states? Spanish explorers named the region in 1563, which may help you. So which US state, nicknamed the Land of Enchantment, has 3.5% of its population speaking Navajo and is the 5th biggest of all the US states? Spanish explorers named the region in 1563. Now, you don't have to rush in with that. Obviously, it might come easier as we go down with the questions. They do tend to get easier in this round. Question number 2. Second only to the New York Stock Exchange, by what acronym is the 2nd largest stock exchange in the world known as? So it's an acronym I'm after. So second only to the New York Stock Exchange, by what acronym is the 2nd largest stock exchange in the world known as? And do remember that starts with the same letter as possibly your previous answer. Half time. Question number 3. With a 2-word name, what was the Mikado's son in the Gilbert and Sullivan operetta? So what was the name of the Mikado's son, I suppose? With a 2-word name, who was the... what was... Oh, God, I've got to muck that up now. Sorry. Don't change your own questions. Just read them properly. That's what I'll say. 2-word name. What was the name of the Mikado's son in the Gilbert and Sullivan operetta? Dear. Yeah, never change your questions without reading them properly in the first place. Question number 4. Which gas in group 15 of the periodic table accounts for 78% of the Earth's atmosphere? At room temperature, it is a transparent and odorless. That's not supposed to be there either. So which gas in group 15 of the periodic table accounts for 78% of the Earth's atmosphere? At room temperature, it is a transparent and odorless. Again, that's a one-word answer. Starting, these should all start with the same letter, remember? So we're looking for all the answers starting with the same letter. This may well help you out. Question number 5. Who had a #1 hit on the 2nd of May 1970 with a song entitled Spirit in the Sky? It's a two-word answer. So who had a #1 hit on the 2nd of May 1970 with a song entitled Spirit in the Sky? Very famous track. I don't suppose the Yorkers have ever even heard of him, but you need to play the track because you'll have heard the track before. Question number 6. Which word can precede the word book and go after the words sour and high? Well done, Georgia. I know that one. Fantastic. So which word can precede the word book and go after the words sour and high? Dear. Question number 7, also starting with the same letter. What is the surname of Leonard, the actor who died in 2015? He played Star Trek's Mr. Spock. Boo! Ian's just joined us. Good evening, Ian. You watching the football? Question number 7. Again, what is the surname of Leonard, the actor who died in 2015? He played Star Trek's Mr. Spock. So Ian's just joined us, and he's not watching the football. Never mind, we're waiting for one of your jokes, Ian, so anything will do. Question number 8, starting with that same letter. What comes next in this sequence? Pall Mall, Electricity Company, Whitehall. So question number 8 again. What comes next in this sequence? Pall Mall, the Electricity Company, and Whitehall. Didn't they do something like that, didn't they? Could never do that. Need some tape around my fingers. It's the only way I can do it. Ian says he's got a tip for you. Oh, great. What tip's that? Rugby tip. Question number 9, another film-based question. What is the surname of the actor who played Lieutenant Frank Drebin in the Naked Gun films? So just need his surname. That starts with the same letter, of course. So what is the surname of the actor who played Lieutenant Frank Drebin in the Naked Gun films? And good films they were, full of a bit of fun. Don't wipe your backside on a broken bottle. No, you don't want to do that. And finally, also starting with the same letter, question number 10. What is a British multinational clothing, footwear and home products retailer headquartered in Enderby, Leicestershire? So question 10 again. What is a British multinational clothing, footwear and home products retailer headquartered in Enderby, Leicestershire? At least they were at the last time. Ian's retracted his message. Don't want your bum on a bottle. No. Not Asda. Well, it could be. That means all your answers got to start with the same letter. We'll start with an A in that case. Right then, I'm sure you all got those straight away, didn't you? Felt the air was in a few minutes earlier. Oh dear. What did I miss, he said. Now you're winding him up now, Matthew. Stop winding him up. All the ghost questions, yeah. Oh, bottle advice, yes. Well, I mean, exactly the same. Maybe a broken bottle, but you'd hardly wipe your bum with any bottle, would you? I mean, the crown cap on the top doesn't do you any favours, does it, for heaven's sake, you know? You want to catch any part of your anatomy with that. Ah, Denise just says she's had the wrong letters for ages until question 7. Aha! Well, that's fair enough. This is where you've got to work them backwards, and then suddenly the whole new possibilities part come up. I don't think it does, Robin. And here's a man with bitter experience, 2 operations later, and waiting for the third. I was trying to put off the third, that's what it was. But never mind. Right, then let's go through some answers. Are we okay, Denise? Have you managed to catch up a little bit? Good. Right, here we go then. All starting with the same letter. So, which US state, nicknamed the Land of Enchantment, has 3.6% of its population speaking Navajo? That's New Mexico. New Mexico. Well, I wonder if you work that out. Of course, that meant you've got an N. Now, the second only to the New York Stock Exchange is the stock exchange, which is known by the acronym the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ. Well done if you got that. Not the easiest one. Number 3, the Mikado's son was better known as Nanki Poo. Number 4 was nitrogen, of course, that gas. Number 5 was Spirit in the Sky, was Norman Greenbaum. Number 6, the word I was after was note, as in notebook, and sour note and high note. Number 7 was Nimoy, as in Leonard Nimoy. Number 8 was Northumberland Avenue, of course, comes next in that sequence on the Monopoly board. Number 9, Frank Drebin in Naked Gun. It was Leslie Nielsen. I just needed his surname. And finally, number 10, of course, it's Next, which is headquartered, as I still think they are, in Enderby in Leicestershire, unless anybody knows better. So do feel free to put your scores down. I think we'll have some good scores in that round. I don't see many people dipping out on that. Maybe the NASDAQ was a bit tricky. So we've got Steve Farland. They haven't woke their captain up yet on a fantastic 29 points. Well played, Steve. However, PRS are on 33 points. Sarah and Russ and Joe, what are they on 30 points? We've got Michelle's also on 30 points. We've got Paula Lewis and the Quiz Rascals on 31. Julie Ashcroft, fantastic, 32, as is Leslie Barrett on 32. Grant Giffen on 29 points. Mick Roberts on 29. We've got the famous 5 on 30.5. We've got Martin Davis on 25.5. The Yorkies are now on fantastic 18 points. We've got Andrew Lewis on 25.5. Home Alone 6 now have moved into 31.5 points. Well played them. 10 again for the Booby Prize girls. They moved on to 26.5. Denise has said 26, never heard of singer. Oh, you never heard of, play the song, you'll have heard of it. Spirit in the Sky, yeah. Just play the song whilst we're in the interval, whatever. You'll have heard of it straight away. Ian and Shirao is on a fantastic 30 points. We've got Split the Difference on 33 points. Well played them. Mike Yates is on 25. Clive and Janet from Stockton, they're saying better on a fantastic 30 points. Well played them. Alex Brand has shifted on to 24.5 points. Well played, Alex. Right then, round number 4 is a pyramid round. Basically, your first answer has got to have 1 digit or 1 letter. Number 2 has got to have 2 digits or 2 letters or 1 of each. Number 3 is the same. You'll get the idea as we go. So, what is a vampire's worst fear? Tooth decay. Yes, I'm sure it is. Dear God. Oh, dear. Right then, here we go. Now, this is a number I'm after, and it's written as a digit rather than phonetically. So, question number 1. How many eyes do you find on the playing card of the Jack of Spades? So how many eyes do you find on the playing card, the Jack of Spades? Of course, it could be 1, 2, 3, or 4, couldn't it? So one of those digits is correct. So how many eyes do you find on the playing card, the Jack of Spades? That's a tricky one. Right, question number 2. 1 letter and 1 digit. Which is the busiest motorway in Scotland and one of the busiest in the United Kingdom. It connects the country's two largest cities, Glasgow and Edinburgh. Been on it a few times. It's not a particularly pleasant stretch of motorway, but never mind. So which is the busiest motorway in Scotland and one of the busiest in the United Kingdom? It connects the country's two largest cities, Glasgow and Edinburgh. I need to write that down, Michelle. I'll write that down while I'm about it. That's my get my phone fixed tip. James at Crickbit. Oh, is that .co.uk? You've got two ats there. You're supposed to have two ats in there. Crickbits. Oh, I don't know. Never mind. Question number 3. The Berkshire, the Lop, and the Welsh are all UK breeds of which common animal? So question 3 again. The Berkshire, the Lop, and the Welsh are all UK breeds of which common animal? That's got a 3-letter answer. Michelle, I trust that means James at crickbits.co.uk, does it? Or I'm just reading that wrong altogether. Leslie, I knew it was too good to last. Don't know any of these. You must have that motorway, surely. Come on, Leslie. And you can have a stab at the animal. It's only 3 letters long. Question number 4. This is another one you won't know, Leslie. I only looked this up today because I was just checking actually a previous question that I'd asked, and it had certainly altered, so never mind. So question number 4. As of today, what is currently the cost of a UK adult passport if applied for online? It costs you more by post, surprisingly. So as of today, what is currently the cost of a UK adult passport if applied for online? I'll give you the choice. Is it £72.50, £75.50, or £78.50? So you've got 3 choices there. So it's the cost of an adult UK passport if applied for online. £72.50, £75.50, or £78.50. Lydia's put the choices down there for you. A bit tricky, that one. This is one for the Giffords, I'm sure. So question number 3, RJ, just one for you. One for you and Graham. Question number 5. Which county of the Republic of Ireland is also the name of a Cambridge University college? So question 5 again. Which county of the Republic of Ireland is also the name of a Cambridge University college? Come on, Leslie, you don't give up that easy. I know you don't. At least you have a 1 in 3 chance of the previous answer, even if you don't know the others. Thanks for that, Michelle. Question number 6. This has got 6 letters, surprisingly. With the atomic number 11, which common element has the chemical symbol Na? So question 6 again. With the atomic number 11, which common element has the chemical symbol Na? It's particularly reactive in its natural form. Right, question number 7 is a 7-letter answer. What is the name given to the bullfighter who is tasked with killing the bull? So what is the name given to the bullfighter who is tasked with killing the bull? Oh, any more jokes coming along this way? I've got 2 numbers off you now anyway, thanks Michelle for that. So I'll give James a ring tomorrow, see what he's like at fixing iPhone screen, not screens, it's the back glass that's gone. Thankfully it wasn't the screen because I was looking at the price of the screens and they're ridiculous. Question number 8 has got 8-letter answer. Based on the Serbian folk song, which real-life self-proclaimed holy man did Boney M sing about in 1978? So question 8 again, based on the Serbian folk song, which real-life self-proclaimed holy man did Boney M sing about in 1978? Question number 9. This has got 9 letters, remember. What is the 3rd book of the Old Testament? God tells the Israelites and their priests how to make offerings in the tabernacle. So question number 9, what is the 3rd book of the Old Testament? God tells the Israelites and their priests how to make offerings in the tabernacle, amongst other things. And finally, number 10. You wouldn't be doing the quiz if you suffered with this. Panophobia is the name given to the persistent, abnormal, and unwarranted fear of what? My local pub announced a £100 prize for the best Halloween outfit. My wife won it last year. She wasn't happy. She only came to pick me up. That's very good. I like that. So question 10 again, it's a 10-letter answer. Panophobia is the name given to the persistent, abnormal, and unwarranted fear of what? Right, you should have a 1-letter or number answer, 2-letter answer, a 3-letter answer, 4-letter answer, and so on and so forth until number 10 where you get a 10-letter answer. So we all got an answer down for all of those. That's a great, I like that, Ian. I do like that. Oh dear. Yeah, pub quizzes. Nearly fits. Well, it does fit. You wouldn't be doing it though, would you, Leslie? You like to keep your general knowledge up to scratch. Learn something every day, even if it's total rubbish. Oh dear. Right, let's go back to the beginning then. Here we go, the pyramid round. We started off. How many eyes you find on the playing card of the Jack of Spades? Apparently it's 2. Not that I would have known that, but there we have it. It's 2. So I hope we haven't had any cheating there. I hope you've just... question number 2. The busiest motorway in Scotland is the M8. I was after the M8, which runs between Glasgow and Edinburgh. Number 3, the Berkshire, the Lop, and the Welsh. They're all breeds of pig. Number 4, as of today, the current cost of the UK adult passport is £75.50. £75.50. Not really a very round amount, is it, that? Question number 5. The county and the Republic of Ireland is also the name of a Cambridge University college. That's Clare College in Cambridge and County Clare, Southern Ireland. Number 6, of course, was sodium. Number 7, I was after a matador, the bullfighter that's tasked with killing the bull. Number 8 was Rasputin, of course, Boney M was singing about. Number 9 is the book of Leviticus, the 3rd book of the Old Testament. And finally, number 10, panophobia is the fear of everything. The fear of everything. So well done if you got that. Right, let's have some scores in, see how you fared. And we'll see whether there's any change at the top, or we've still got teams with full marks or not. Can't believe everybody got that jack of Wats's, but maybe we did. Right, Sarah, Russ, Joe, and the other one. 38 points, well played. PRS are on 43. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton on 40. We've got Steve Farland and Dexter still asleep on 37 points. Martin Davis on 34.5. We've got Mick Roberts on 38. Well played. The Yorkies have moved on to 25 points. We've got Andrew Lewis on 34.5. Grant Gibbons says going down 35 points. Julie Ashcroft, fantastic, 42. Well played, you, Julie. Michelle's now on 37. We've got Carol Jackson, Home Alone 6 on 40.5 points. Leslie Barrett, I knew nothing, but my guessing is excellent today. 42 points. Well played, you. Sarah, it's James. That's right, James. We got John O'Rourke on 40.5. We got Ian and Shiraz on 40. Denise is on 35 points. Well played, you. We've got Alex Brown on 25. 29.5. He's added another half there. Paula Lewis on 41. We've got the Booby Prize girls on 34.5 points. So well played, you. Any other scores to come in, or is that at there or thereabouts? Right, seems we've got 55 concurrent users. Do feel free to like the quiz if you like it with a little tick. The more likes we get, the better. And do feel, if you don't subscribe to the channel, just hit the subscribe button. Pewee 1960, whatever it is, 1957, can't even remember my own birthday now. But never mind. Right, round number, yes, I have somebody see, some people are liking it. Even round number 5, all the answers tonight begin with the letters L and A. L and A, as in laburnum. But probably not down there, but never mind. Right. Just give me a second and we'll get going. I'm looking for, just looking for some back in the chat somewhere. Right then, this round, this is pretty straightforward. L-A, all answers starting L and A. So question number 1. Nice, easy one, this. What was an elaborate structure designed and built by Daedalus for King Minos of Crete on Knossos? Its function was to hold a Minotaur, eventually killed by the hero Theseus. Good bit of Greek literature there for you. Place I've been. So what was an elaborate structure designed and built by Daedalus for King Minos of Crete at Knossos? Its function was to hold a Minotaur, eventually killed by the hero Theseus. Question number 2, again starting with an L and A, which makes this one pretty straightforward. What name is given to the molten rock expelled by a volcano during an eruption? So what name is given to the molten rock expelled by a volcano during an eruption? Yeah, too easy, that one. Question number 3. What is a type of retriever gun dog? It is also the name of a northerly region of an Atlantic Canadian province. So question 3 again, what is a type of retriever gun dog? It is also the name of a northerly region of an Atlantic Canadian province. Starting LA, which makes it quite easy. And question number 4, again, could be a lot harder if you didn't get the letters. Often considered as a rough sport, what is a game played between 2 teams using a small rubber ball and a long handled stick? So often considered as a rough sport, what is a game played between 2 teams using a small rubber ball and a long handled stick? Hey, Lynch, you don't fancy going and getting the bottle up, do you? Get a gun. Question number 5, a lot easier if you've been there on holiday or somewhere near it. Designed by Robert Casement, what name was given to the large water wheel built into the hillside above the village of the same name on the Isle of Man? A two-word answer that, but it starts L.A. So designed by Robert Casement, what name was given to the large water wheel built into the hillside above the village of the same name on the Isle of Man? Don't do it, Lydia. Do it. Go on. She's done it. She's just opened a fine bottle of Harper's, that well-known oldie brand. Oh, no, sorry, that's the Lidl brand. Oh, Harper's. Fantastic. Sorry, my quiz has disappeared. Where's it got to? Oh, there we are. Right. Question number 6. Oh, this one's a bit too easy as well. What is a London-based publishing company trading as a standalone imprint within the Penguin Group of companies? It is also the name of a small, colourful beetle. Oh, too easy. Too easy. Oh, that's dreadful. So question 6 again. What is a London-based publishing company trading as a standalone imprint within the Penguin Group of companies? Whatever that means. It is also the name of a small, colourful beetle. Well, it's nice to see so many people online tonight. I've got 56 concurrent people playing at the moment. So, yeah, perhaps the dark nights, but that's 6 up on last week, which is very pleasing. Wednesday night quiz has been picking up a little bit, and I do think with the dark weather and the fact that people can't go out, there's nothing much better to do. You could, of course, be watching the mighty Manchester United play football, but never mind. Question number 7. Listen carefully, starting with an LA, which makes this a bit easier. What name is given to a shallow body of water separated from a larger body of water by barrier islands or reefs? So what name is given to a shallow body of water separated from a larger body of water by barrier islands or reefs? George was a colourful beetle. George the beetle. He was. So was Ringo, I suppose. This is one that will catch a few people out that don't live nearby. Question number 8. What is the 11th letter of the Greek alphabet? It is used to signify wavelength and is used on the atomic half-life pump clip. Wow. So what is the 11th letter of the Greek alphabet? It is used to signify wavelength and is used on the atomic half-life pump clip. Question number 9 and 10 are a bit more DIY-ish in nature, but never mind. Question number 9, what name is given to an overlay on a flat surface with a layer of plastic or some other protective material? So question 9 again, what name is given to an overlay on a flat surface with a layer of plastic or some other protective material? Yeah, you used to put it on your books, didn't you? Common thing, that sticky back plastic. And finally, question number 10, again starting with LA. What name was given to thin, flat strips of wood, especially one of a series forming a foundation for the plaster of a wall? Not that I use it anymore, but what was the name given to thin, flat strips of wood, especially one of a series forming a foundation for the plaster of a wall? And there are all your 10 questions beginning with LA. I'm sure that wasn't too testing, was it? Or was it? I didn't see Leslie moaning too much that round, so he must have done well. Not that he moans, surely not. It could be, yes, it could be used to protect a phone, Matthew. In fact, if I hadn't taken the damn case off, it wouldn't have damaged in the first place, but never mind. Fancy taking something out of the protective case and dropping it on the floor. Never mind. At least I didn't drop it into the water. What's that? Right then, let's go through the answers to round number 5. We're starting with LA's. We started off the elaborate structure I was after, which was designed by Didas, was the labyrinth. The labyrinth, of course. Number 2 is better known as lava. Number 3, I was after Labrador, of course, that northern province of Canadian. And also, of course, the name of the dog. Number 4 is the game of lacrosse, apparently particularly nasty, rough sport they call it. Can't be any rougher than rugby, surely. Number 5 was the Isle of Man's Laxey Wheel, the Laxey Wheel on the Isle of Man. Number 6 was Ladybird Company. Number 7 is a lagoon. Number 8, I was after the 11th letter of the Greek alphabet, is better known as lambda. Lambda. Well done if you got that. Number 9 is a laminate. And finally, number 10, I was after lath. A lath or laths is what I wanted. It's basically a series of wooden structures that you slap plaster onto, what you used to. So there we have it. If you want to put your scores in, and we'll see how I've done. So Ian and his Shiraz are doing remarkably well. That's 50 points. Well done, Ian. Steve Farndon, they're doing ever so well. Team Farndon on 46 points. We got Sarah, Russ, James and Joe on a fantastic 47 points. Julie Ashcroft moved on to 52 points. Brian Givens on 46. We've got Martin Davies moved on to 43.5. We got the Yorkies on 33 points. Well played them. Denise is now on 44 points. We've got PRS 53 points. Andrew Lewis is on 43.5. We've got Alex Brown on 38.5. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton on a fantastic 50 points. Mick Roberts is on 48. We've got Paul Lewis. I'm not quite sure what that is. Leslie Barrett's on 52. Well played, Leslie. John O'Rourke, the famous fiver, on 50.5. We've got Michelle on 45 points. Paula Lewis, that's better, 41 points. Split the difference, 53 points. And Home Alone 6 on 50 points. So it looks like we're going to have a few teams edging into the 60s tonight. Wow. In fact, we've got 2 teams haven't dropped a point yet. You can't believe that. There we go. Split the difference and PRS both on 53 points. So we're going to the last round, blank, bonus or bust. These are just 10 general knowledge questions. Nothing too tricky here, but let's see how we fare. Right, question number 1. Are we ready? Last round. Liechtenstein Mafia is an anagram of which newspaper? In September 1998, it became the first UK-based newspaper to sell more copies internationally than within the United Kingdom. So Liechtenstein Mafia is an anagram of which newspaper? In September 1998, it became the first UK-based newspaper to sell more copies internationally than within the United Kingdom. Have you put that down in the... Excellent. Right. So I'll let you work that out for a minute, see whether you can work that out. Harper's the Mighty Ale. Fantastic. Now, just to remind everybody, I'm also doing a charity quiz first week of December. We've yet to come up with the format, but it'll be a very similar format to the quiz format will be the same. But we haven't kind of figured out how they're going to raise any money yet. But my brother-in-law is going to put up £100 as a prize for this, which will be a random prize. Not going to be for the winning score, it won't be for the losing score, it'll be for somebody in the middle. So it'll be in an envelope in a sealed thing. Whoever can get that score will come will become the winner of £100. But basically, we're trying to raise money, or my brother-in-law lost his wife last year, and he's hoping to raise some money for Mighton Hospice, Rugby Mighton Hospice. And so we're going to run a charity quiz on Sunday, the first Sunday in December. So if you're all taking part, we'll probably have a Just Giving page or something, and if you feel like just donating a little bit, that's totally up to any team that wants to take part on the evening. So we'll see. Right then, question number two. Who, according to the old proverb, might stand the best chance of catching the worm? So who, according to the old proverb, might stand the best chance of catching the worm? Pretty straightforward, wasn't that? So question number 3 is a little bit of a teaser. What are the only 2 letters of the alphabet that don't start the name of a country of the world? No, 1 or 2 people, like Martin, is bound to moan at me about that one. So what are the only 2 letters of the alphabet that don't start the name of a country of the world? Right then, question number 3. What were the first 2 decimal coins to be introduced in 1968? They corresponded exactly in size and value, and so were able to run easily alongside the coins they would eventually replace. So question 4 again. What were the first 2 decimal coins to be introduced in 1968? They corresponded exactly in size and value, and so were able to run easily alongside the coins they would eventually replace. How are we doing, everybody? We're getting there. Question number 5. In the game of Twister, the colourful mat comprised a grid of 4 rows of 6 large circles. What 4 colours are used on the mat? It's one that Carol will get straight away. She's a great fan of Twister, I'm sure. So in the game of Twister, the colourful mat comprises a grid of 4 rows of 6 large circles. What 4 colours are used on the mat? I mean the colours of the circles. Well, it's certainly got a bit colder today. It's quite cold this afternoon. Troopsing around with my grandkids, but never mind. They keep us entertained. Question number 6. Also the name of a US coin. What is the chemical element with the atomic number 28? It belongs to the transition metals and is hard and ductile. So question 6 again. Also the name of a US coin. What is a chemical element with the atomic number 28? It belongs to the transition metals and is hard and ductile. Can be a bit slippery with baby oil. Oh dear. What, the game of Twister? I'm sure it can here. Is that naked Twister with baby oil? Sounds fun. Question number 7. In the game of chess, which is the only piece or pieces that always remain on the same coloured squares? Actually, should read which are the only. So question 7 again. In the game of chess, which are the only pieces that always remain on the same coloured squares? Remember. You're right, there isn't. Have we got that one? Oh, actually in Liechtenstein. Oh, perhaps there isn't. I had my mistake there. Damn, I had made mistakes from that. That was copied from the quiz I did. Question number 1, by the way, there's a mistake. There's an extra letter. In Liechtenstein Mafia, there's an H. So just take the H out of Liechtenstein and it should work. Sorry about that. Oh, Denise, Halloween quiz. We're doing a Halloween quiz in the Alexandra Arms, James Street, on Saturday night, starting 6:30 for 7ish, I think. It's going to be some music rounds, there'll be some picture rounds, and there'll be a couple of general knowledge rounds. It'll be pretty straightforward. There'll be a raffle. Yeah, there's various things to win, various prizes to win. So do feel free to come along and enjoy a pint. Even if it's socially distanced, we've got enough spaces to space teams out. It should be a good night if we get enough people to turn out. But you know what it's like at the moment in the pub trade. So going back to our quiz tonight, Liechtenstein Mafia, unfortunately, the H doesn't work. So take the H out of Liechtenstein, and that should give you the name of the newspaper. Right, where have we got to? Right, here we go then. Question number 8. Oh, that's a nice easy one. How many US states have a cardinal compass point as part of their name? So question number 8 again. How many US states have a cardinal compass point as part of their name? Yeah, Clive and Janet from Stockton. There is, what's that? There is. Is it? What? What have I done wrong? There's no H in the answer. Oh, yes, there is. Oh, yes, there is. Of course, there is. Not a bit of Clive, is it? He's right. Done. God, somebody trying to correct me. Yes, don't worry. Question number one was right after all. I was just getting some misinformation from somebody saying I got it wrong, but never mind. Don't forget the H. Forget the H. We have got the full out. So you just need to count up your number of letters and see what you're left with, and you'll be surprised. Right, where have we got to? Cardinal points, that's where we got to. Sorry, I'm making the quiz a bit more complicated than it should be. How many US states have a cardinal compass point as part of their name? Question number 9. Eton College, an English independent boarding school for boys, is located in which English county? The Eton College, an English independent boarding school for boys, is located in which county? That's to 2018. Oh, good. Right then, and finally to round off the evening, on the 28th of October 2018, a British sausage was launched into space and returned safely to Earth despite the fact that the parachute had become partially tangled. It was launched to promote which region's sausage eating championships? I'll give you the choice. Was it a Lincolnshire sausage, a Gloucestershire sausage, or a Cumberland sausage? That's a daft question, isn't it? So on the 28th of October 2018, a British sausage was launched into space and returned safely to Earth despite the fact the parachute had become partially tangled. They didn't say whether it was cooked sausage or not, of course. It was launched to promote which region's sausage eating championships? I'll give you the choice. Was it a Lincolnshire sausage, a Gloucestershire sausage, or a Cumberland sausage? Well, there's a good one for you to round the evening off. No, I reckon somebody might be able to get all 9 or 10 of those, so we might have one team with a clear score tonight. It'd be disappointing. Don't like to do a quiz that everybody can get all of them right, but never mind. So yes, going back to the anagram, number 1, it does read right. Sorry, somebody was trying to correct me, which was wrong. You do need to make sure you've got all the letters used up, not just some of the letters used up. Right, does anybody need any more time to work those out, or are we happy with what we've got? Right then, let's go through the answers. Question number 1, we have Liechtenstein Mafia. It's an anagram of which newspaper? It was the Financial Times, which is where the H comes from, folks. The Financial Times. Question number 2, according to the old proverb, it's the early bird that catches the worm. Question number 3, the only 2 letters of the alphabet that don't start the name of a country of the world basically is X and W, although I know for a fact I'm going to get hammered over Wales being a W, so I will allow a full point for just the X. I have looked that up numerous occasions, and there's many sites that claim Wales is a full country, not just a principality. Others that claim it isn't, but you speak to any Welshman, it's a country. But anyway, we'll argue that one later. I will give a full point for just the X. Number 4, the 2 coins I wanted was the 5p and the 10p. The Question number 5, the 4 colours I were after, and they've got to be right. There were yellow. There was yellow, red, green, and blue were the 4 colours on the twister mat. Number 6, of course, is a nickel. That American US coin, the element. Number 28. Number 7, it's the bishop. With the only pieces that remain on the same coloured squares throughout the game are the bishops. Number 8, how many US states have a cardinal compass point in their names? That's 5. We've got North and South Dakota, North and South Carolina, and West Virginia. Well done if you got that. Number 9, of course, Eton is in Berkshire. And finally, number 10, it was a Lincolnshire sausage that came back to Earth in a twisted parachute. So there we have it, the British Sausage Championships. So we've launched all sorts of things into space now. There's been a car in space. There's been a sausage in space. Right then, let's have some scores in, see how we've all fared after that round. Bit tricky, but I am expecting some very good scores tonight. So, Carol, the quiz was clearly too easy tonight, but never mind, I'm sure you would have got them all right. But here we go then. We got Mick Robertson with a fantastic 58. Well played, Mick. We've got Steve Farndon, our captain, still asleep, I expect, on 56 points. Andrew Lewis and Jane are on 53.5. Martin Davis is on 52.5. Leslie's going, damn Lincolnshire. What did you put down? Worcestershire, don't tell me. 61 points. Graham Gifford's on 55. Well played, Graham. Georgia Lambert and the Yorkies, so a good evening and good night to the Yorkies on 39 points. Well played then. Paul Lewis, 61 points. The Quizzy Rascals, well played. Mike Yates is on 49. Denise says, thanks for another quiz. We've got Home Alone 6, 60 points. I knew they'd break into the 60s. Alex Brown, 47.5 points. The famous 5, 59.5 points. We've got PRS on 61.5 points. Well played them. Tom Janet from Stockton on 58. No more Cumberland sausages for us. Julie Ashcroft ends up on 59.5 points. Well played. Michelle, 55. Is it 10 if you get full mark? 55. Is it 10 if you get full marks? Yes, possibly. Ian's put Ian in his bottle of Shiraz, 59 points. Got some great scores here. Yep, Dexter's still asleep. Was it Vets this afternoon? Oh, Vets this afternoon. Booby Fries goes 48.5. I thought it was your son, Steve Dexter. I didn't realise. Yeah, it must be a dog. Sorry, Steve. I thought it was the baby. Oh dear, it probably is a baby to you, but never mind. So is Dexter? Is it dog? I mean, it must be a dog. Can't be a cat called Dexter, can it? Oh, fantastic. Booby Fries girls are on 48.5 points. Well played, Jackie. Well done, Sif. Yes, a great scores there as well. So we've had some fantastic scores in, and thanks everybody for taking part. Again, we will be doing a quiz on Sunday night. Same time, 8 for 8:15, if you've got nothing better to do. As I say, we normally have about 70 odd plus teams, and it's been very good turnout tonight. We've had 56, 57 concurrent people online tonight, so we always get a few more on the Sunday nights, but never mind. Picking up nicely as the nights go a little bit dark and dim. So it's good night from me, and it's good night from everybody here by the looks of things. We got Ian Miller, Chris Mead. Split difference ended up on 62 points. Well played, split the difference. So I think they probably are tonight's winner. Pipping by half a point. Matthew Blum, PRS on 61.5. Home Alone on 60. And Paula Lewis on 61. Well, how close can that be for a finish? Well, I have to say, there's some cracking scores there tonight. Well done, everybody, especially with your lucky guesses. Do feel free, by the way, if you haven't put a thumbs up for the quiz tonight, and do feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I do have a Facebook page now, which I don't think Julie could find earlier. I don't know where it is myself, but never mind. It's Nick's Pub Quizzes, basically. Nick's Pub Quizzes should be there somewhere. And anyway, yes, should I say good night, everybody? Cheers. Keep safe. I hope none of you managed to catch the COVID off Martin, who's been online tonight, but never mind. And cheers, Martin and Tina. I hope you're feeling an awful lot better than you were. And do feel do feel free to get, but let me know how you're feeling anyway. You'll have to send me a message, see how you are. So good night, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's quiz. There's a bit of a laugh and a bit of fun. And we'll look forward to seeing some of you, if not all of you, on Sunday night, same time, 8 for 8:15. We'll kick off then. Dexter, now wait. Now then, Steve, come on. I haven't found out whether Dexter's the cat or the dog. Must be the dog then if he's been at the vet, surely. You don't take your daughter to the vet, do you? I know. My granddaughter had her injections this morning. We didn't take her to the vet, though. We were thinking of doing it. It's a dog. There we are. Dexter's a dog. Now I know you see it. I thought it was your son or daughter. Oh dear. What's that? Dexter? Well, yeah. Of course, it's a boy's name. Right. Anyway, good night, all. Thank you very much. We'll see you again another night. I'm signing off now, ending the stream. So good night, all, and cheers. We'll see you all again.